President Donald Trump has said that American forces have bombed Iran's Kharg Island, which houses country's most critical oil export terminal. In fact, he's also gone on to say that the attack was part of the most powerful bombing raids in the history of West Asia. In a post on his Truth Social platform, Trump termed the island as the crown jewel of Iran, saying that he stopped short of bombing the oil infrastructure on the island. He, however, warned that he would reconsider this if Iran or anyone else decides to interfere with the free and safe passage of ships through the Strait of Hormuz. Trump also shared a video of strikes on unidentified targets after announcing attack on the Kharg Island. So far, the island had been left untouched by US and Israeli strikes in the ongoing war on Iran. In fact, both countries have treaded carefully around the island, but Trump administration officials have been reported as saying that capturing Kharg was very much on the table. The island is roughly 30 kilometers off Iran's coast in Bushehr province and is far more significant than its size suggests. The 20 square kilometer island handles almost all of Iran's crude exports, since much of the Iranian coastline is too shallow to handle supertankers. It was on Friday that the Wall Street Journal and New York Times reported that the Pentagon had dispatched the Japan-based amphibious assault ship USS Tripoli to the region along with its complement of some 2,500 Marines, although their objective remained unclear. With the latest strikes, Trump has also broken the tradition of not striking the Kharg Island. During the 1979 Iranian hostage crisis, President Jimmy Carter had responded with economic sanctions on Iran, but deliberately avoided any military strikes on the island. His succession by Ronald Reagan took a more aggressive approach. In the 1980s Iran-Iraq tanker war, but left the Kharg Island untouched. In another post, Trump claimed that Iran had plans to take over West Asia and to completely obliterate Israel, adding that now the US and Israel were at war with the country. Those plans were dead. Later, he said that US-Israel may have different objectives in Iran. Take a listen in.
Earlier, you're speaking with Prime Minister Netanyahu. And are their objectives the same in terms of ending the war?
I think they might be a little different, I guess. You know, they're a different country than we are. But he will tell you there's never been a power like the power of the United States. I built our military in my first term.
With maritime traffic in the Strait of Hormuz and oil prices spiking by the day, Trump has assured that US Navy would soon begin escorting tankers through the Gulf's critical Strait of Hormuz. However, he refrained from giving a timeline for the same.
Earlier, you're speaking with Prime Minister Netanyahu. And are their objectives the same in terms of ending the war?
I think they might be a little different, I guess. You know, they're a different country than we are.
And to discuss all that's been happening in West Asia, we earlier spoke with Dr. Charles Kupchan, who's a senior fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations. Take a listen into what he had to say.
Well, you know, I think that the Trump administration is feeling its way forward. I do think that Donald Trump wants this to be a shorter war because he did come into office saying no more forever wars in the Middle East. Now he has gotten the country into a very significant war. And I do think he's going to be looking for some sort of off-ramp, not tonight, not tomorrow, but within the next 3 or 4 weeks. And so I see Trump's move as a way of trying to tighten the pressure on Iran, to say, okay, so far you've hit back at us, we're going to raise the ante. And I do think that you're going to see more and more punishing strikes from the United States and Israel. And that's because the more they are able to degrade the ballistic missile system, degrade the drone system, degrade command and control, the harder it will be for Iran to retaliate. We don't yet know how many missiles and how many drones Iran has left, but we do know that there has been a clear decline over the past week in Iran's ability to punch back.